Grant County Drainage Board meeting for July 14, 2026. First thing we'll do is say the prayer and the pledge of allegiance. Lord Jesus, we ask you to come this day and guide us in the county business and make the right decisions. In your name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I need a approval of minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the January 30th meeting. Second.
Got that, Mary?
Yeah.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to claims. Tom's Excavating for $1,850 for Sweetser Improvement. And Enoch Lee, the fund has $29,094.07. Chronicle Tribune for $8.32. Crane Pond, the fund has $8,769.99. The Grant County Treasurer, $3,985.09 alone. General Drain Improvement Fund to maintenance. Grant County Treasurer for $5,603.74 for repayment, maintenance to the general fund improvement. And right-of-way of management, $578.70. Big Black Creek fund has $175,757.64 in the fund.
I make a motion to approve the claims read.
Question, what right away have to spray some more?
It's either Wells County or Blackford County, they spell it sprayed Big Black.
Okay.
We control the money, so.
Second. On the
Approval.
All in favor, signal by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next one is Cook's Excavating for $1,945. Pipe Creek has $140,770. Having it today, $140,777.42 in the fund.
I assume this is just for, ball jam.
Cleaning up, log jam on Fogels again.
Who would pay this claim? For a second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
One abstain. Motion carries. Moving on to old business. The Simon's Tile, McLean Brothers quote.
It's right here. Kelly, you want to tell them what it's for?
It's for smashing the old tile on the sewer, laid new tile in, and that's a price to smash the old tile except for the part on Chastain's close to Wheeling Pike.
Send that quote down to Raymond so you can read it, or you read it, Chuck. So this is, then this is to hook the old laterals in or not? Raymond, this is to hook the old laterals in?
That's what it says, yeah. I didn't know if there was gonna be laterals necessary to hook in, but.
What was those over there? You can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says any sub-main laterals discovered.
Nathan,
Oh, you can.
Nathan, you close that door, please.
Sure.
How much is it for, Raymond?
$4,960.28 for 2,204 feet.
That'll be done.
Yeah, it's gotta be done. You see a problem doing it, Raymond? I'll make a motion that we accept McCain's quote to crush the old tile on the Simon's tile for how much? $4,960.28.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to Lomax mowing and spraying.
What do we do with this? I sign that? Yeah, we go. Somebody just right now.
Or does he need to sign that quote from
The chairman.
McCain's?
Find your life away.
And I'm gonna copy and he's
Full next one, that's their point mark.
For the Lomax, it's on the agenda because we brought up in the last meeting, asked Raymond about what we need to do to get Chad from Right Away Management to spray it. And Raymond made the comment that Chad needed more information on the wetlands. So Raymond asked, I called Chad, and Chad at that time said he was not going to do it, not going to spray it, just because the risk wasn't worth the reward. And so at that time, we sent a letter out that we were going to go ahead and proceed to window cage spray it and mow it. And so, and then I forget exactly how it went down, that Chad got back involved. I think Kelly called you, is that right? And said they would like to have Chad do it?
Yeah, there was a conversation. I can't recall exactly.
But something like that. And so at this point, so I talked to Chad again. Chad said he would spray it if we sent everything to him and there was a hold harmless sign by the homeowners association, and he would be happy to spray it as long as it was mowed before he sprayed it. So it's on the agenda. There's been a lot of talk in the background about what's going on, so we put it on the agenda today so the board could address it and vote if they needed to, and go from there, and any public comment.
But we need to stay ahead of it.
Yes.
So it don't get bad.
Because in April 24, the water was blocked. We went in and got permission from the board to go in and work on the easement to clear it and to dredge or to clear it and get the water flowing. That was done. I think it was sprayed one time, and then it was brought up the wetlands. So we met with IDEM, we met with Army Corps of Engineer, and got their approval. Emerson Harriman, I think, sent you an email this spring with the actual wetlands again, and just a reminder.
Yeah, I wish I had brought.
Yeah, and just a reminder for what did you put in the file? Okay, and just a reminder of what is out there and what they will not allow to be sprayed.
Can it be mowed?
Yes.
The wetland?
No, we cannot touch the wetlands.
Okay.
We cannot touch the wetlands. We can't mow the wetlands. We can't spray the wetlands.
Okay.
We can't have any drift on the wetlands. I was out there last week and drove it, and the blue flag that was set when the Army Corps of Engineers is still out there to identify those wetlands. There are small trees and brush and weeds growing up. There's cattails that's restricting the flow of water. So something needs to be done to get it caught back up before it gets out of control again.
We fought this thing from day one,
Yes.
and I'll make a motion that we find out where the creek bed is, and we get a long stick excavator in there to clean the creek all the way down through there.
One thing that we cannot do, or that we don't know yet, and talking to Kyle Persinger, is on that easement. I know we talked about an easement, or not an easement, we have talked about the easement, but we have not talked, or we have not done anything about getting a legal description for the relocation of the Lomax, which was talked about back before these houses were built, 2006, I think. And so, talking to Kyle yesterday, there is some more footwork that needs to be done on easements where through the pond of Meyer, possibly, but that may be shown on the maps that you have up that are in our, that you don't have, that they're in the recorder's office, is that right?
I do not have a legal description written out for the relocated Lomax, but it does show on every plat for all the housing development out there that right at the back end of their yards is a drainage easement. And that has to be where the drainage easement for the Lomax goes because there's no other direction for it to go. As far as restrictions of the ditch, it really doesn't have much at the moment, but if the trees are left to grow in the middle again and weeds take over, then possibility of a blockage is a lot more there. We'd like to maintain the middle of it so that we can get to it and make sure that it stays open. Me and Doug have talked about possibly, and the board has talked and okayed having a pipe put in to access it better. The Cates no longer want to put the pipe in, so we need to have a contractor bid putting the pipe in. It also needs dredged from 38th Street to the south, at least to where the pipe comes out of the big pond into the open Lomax. That definitely needs dredged now. It's got sludge and is holding back flow. So
Well, we got 75-foot easement down through there.
To a certain point on the south end of the original,
there's a restriction with the wetlands in there.
Yeah.
Definitely, you can't get 150 feet wide between the wetland and the back of their yards. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how many feet that is.
Aren't the wetlands included in the easement?
What do we want to do?
so the main reason it was brought up is just to get it out in the open. I'll take the blame for the letter. I'll take that blame. But the main thing was just to get on record that the drainage board approves the spraying and mowing and just so it's on record that it
Needs
was.
to be paid for it.
Do I now?
Need to be paid for it.
If that's a pleasure of the board needs to make that motion and go on.
Well, really, we don't, Raymond, is it mowing more than 4,000?
I wouldn't think so.
Somebody's gonna
And the
question.
spraying,
Yeah, and so, go ahead.
one, the lady behind you, I meant Wendell, the lady behind you,
Pardon?
the lady
Go ahead, let
behind
them
you.
speak, that's all right.
No, the mowing will be less than 4,000.
So, really, you could okay it, you know what I mean, because it's less than 4,000.
Right here at the board can.
Yeah, we'll look at it.
The homeowners can get to pay on this.
They do their
I think
tax.
they're billed.
You're saying you want out of Lomax fund.
I think they're billed $20.
Go ahead, ma'am. Just state your name and your address.
Hi, my name is Sarah Costello, 4326 Starkey Drive. I am the HOA president of Heritage Village. One thing that I want to address too is it's corn season, and this is kind of how it started before, is I would ask that the corn stalks, I don't know, I forget what you did, would go out and blow out the drain, because that's where, if you correct me, Kelly or Lindsay, when the drain backed up in the roundabout, that it went out, you guys thought it was up the pond, but it actually was also the corn stalks that kind of held up the water. And when that was blown out, the water from the roundabout went out. So I would ask that you guys, after the corn is gone, that you guys have harvested, please go out and check the drain also before you do some of the other work. Because again, it's corn season, that happens, corn stalks are everywhere.
That's a farm drain.
I know, but I had spoken to Raymond and he said that they would blow it out of the corn.
Do you go drive past that particular catch basin where that backs up into?
I mean, if it's by the roundabout, I don't know.
Yeah, it's right down by the roundabout.
Yeah.
I was just asking if any of you out there that sees tile backed up in that catch basin, just call me and let me know.
Okay.
I mean, if that water gets backed up in there, yeah, we'll go in there and jet it open.
Okay. And then also with the spraying and the mowing, I know that the spraying, when you originally talked about it in the last meeting, that you had agreed to have that come out of the general fund of the spraying, like every other drain, so that I would ask that you guys consider that too, of like having, that you're paying right away out of the general spray fund instead of the Lomax fund.
Oh, you mean the ARPA
No,
fund?
it'll come out of the
We use?
Lomax fund.
But then, why did the other, when we attended the
All
other,
the others come out of their own funds.
That it was money that was available through a government grant, the ARPA money.
Okay, because
And
whenever,
it had to be earmarked for expenditure, and it has been earmarked and it has been spent. There is no more money.
That,
There's
okay,
no
because
more money
originally
there.
we were at the last meeting, that's where it was, that's where the money was coming from, so it's kind of
If it
disappointing
would-
that.
If it
that
would've got
was supposed to-
sprayed, if it would've got sprayed this spring, part of it would've got paid out of that money.
Okay,
Because every ditch that got sprayed this spring, part of their bill got paid with that money, but that money is now gone. That was money that came in 2 years ago, and we had to spend it or we had to lose it. We earmarked it for the spray program because the money of the spray program was already in motion and it was a big enough fund that required that much money.
okay, so was ours the only one out not in that spray that was included in that?
Yours didn't get sprayed this year because you guys scared the spray guy away and he wasn't gonna come and,
So,
Good.
can I speak to that? Because I think that's very unfair. Are you talking about scaring right away off? That's a very unfair accusation. All of us at the, and that we have been coming to the meetings, we were on board with right away because he was gonna do everything the right way and he was great at communication and he was gonna notify. And he, nobody called, I also spoke to Mary, had told me that supposedly someone had called him and threatened him. Nobody threatened him. That was miscommunication. If you go back to another meeting, there was stuff talked about with some other ditch. So I don't know if that's what was miscommunication, but there's nobody in our neighborhood that called and spoke and threatened him. We have spoken to him. There's a couple members or people in the neighborhood that have spoken to him. And everybody was on board. So I really take offense to you guys really looking at us negatively and accusing us of doing that and scaring away. That's not our fault that he got scared away. That's also dealing with certain board members too.
I think they got that took care of now, though.
But I'm just saying, I'm addressing Raymond because I don't think that's fair that and Mary, they have accused us of scaring him away. And I don't know where she got her information, but again, we have not threatened anybody. Yes, you know what? We can go back to the day where Doug and I think Wendell and whoever came out and did the work. This is where it all started, right? This is the relationship that Doug and Wendell built with us. How they started a bad foot off with us because they came into the neighborhood. And I want to address, Doug said that they had permission.
Ma'am,
Can I, wait,
ma'am,
just one, no, please.
Listen, ma'am. We're here for the mowing and the.
I know, but I want to go back and say,
Now,
okay.
wait a minute. We've went through all this. It's like, I don't know if I talked to you, but I talked to the 3 ladies from out there, okay? We can't do anything about the past, okay? All we can do, wait a minute. I've been sitting in here, you guys come in here and say this. You're saying the same thing, the trees, everything, okay? We can't fix that. What we got to do is maintain what we got to maintain, and there's no need of going on because we've all heard this, okay? We apologize if you think that Raymond was wrong or Mary was wrong, but the bottom line is we're not here to hear this. We're here just to let you know that who's going to do the mowing and who's going to do the spraying.
Okay, we just make sure that we have notification. We have the spray label. It hasn't always been provided
And
to us.
we've already discussed this.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Got a question back here.
Just state your name and address,
Rick Maddox, 3921. Before I speak, the board mind introducing themselves just so I know who I'm speaking with?
I'm Chuck Pullen. I'm the president of the Drainage Board.
Richard Cox, Vice Chairman.
Doug Kingseed, member.
Gordon Goff, member.
Kenny Cage.
Raymond Bear, surveyor.
Thank you.
Mary Vision.
Thank you. You said that since day one this was a problem. Can I ask what you mean by that? Just to clarify that statement.
I can't hear you.
You said that there was an issue since day one with drainage back there at the Lomax.
You face the microphone.
Can you explain what you mean by that?
Well, we fought the thing all the time. When whoever surveyed that done a bad job.
Okay.
That we got 75-foot easement on each side of the creek. There's more ground goes through that than just that farm they've got. There's probably 3,000 acres goes through that creek. That needs to be fixed. The way to fix it right, to me, is go down through there with a long stick. You can't do it with a short stick excavator. With a long stick excavator, dip all that old, wherever the old ditch is down through there, take it north.
So,
And I'll tell you what, the people, there hasn't been anybody there that wants to cooperate with this deal. Hell, they lay kids out there on a blanket and so forth. Wendell, I'm not necessarily standing up for Wendell, but he was doing this for free.
okay, Mike,
Said, you're gonna get the pay now.
Hang on, Kenny. Go ahead, sir. Go
I
ahead.
don't appreciate that, sir. I mean, that sounds very accusatory, and I don't know that all of that is actually true. But my question is like, in the first 16 years that was built back there was no spraying and mowing. So since 2024, why has it have been so aggressive all of a sudden that this needs to be done?
Actually, we've had more rain than we've probably ever had in the last few
16 years prior
Well,
to that?
it's grown up.
are you asking what started it?
Well, just like why wasn't this discussion a year after it all started, some kind of plan
Good
for
question.
5 years? Well,
That's
that
a
was
good
great.
question.
How come
It
as
should have
property
been.
owners, like you sit there for 16 years and nothing's done?
It's been sloughed underneath the table. And
By the drainage
Now,
board,
yeah.
not by you guys. It just hasn't been addressed until recently.
Yeah,
A lot of ditches are that way. They get put in or they get cleaned and dredged, and then drainage is wonderful for a while. And nothing gets done until something happens. And then it's brought to the attention that, oh, we're not maintaining. There's stuff that's grown up that shouldn't have grown up because it wasn't maintained. Now we have to go in and open it up versus just going in and dredging a ditch that is already in good working order. Now has trees growing in it. We were called out there a couple times for beaver dams that got made in the open channel just to the south of 38th Street, and had one of those removed. There was debris that got built up on the southern pond exit that backed water up into the tile, which comes out of Myers parking lot, which also drains the field to the south, is what got the investigation of cleaning that out to relieve the tile. Then we saw downstream, there was more trees that should be maintained and taken out. If you have beaver involved, we heard that somebody in there lost a tree out of their yard because the beaver went looking for a tree and took that tree. They just do that to make a dam. I've seen beaver make dams out of corn stalks and rocks.
Right.
So we're just trying to, from my perception, we're trying to keep the ditch open. I hate that you obtained the back view of Meyer when it wasn't your back view of Meyer originally. But you weren't informed that that was a drainage easement when you bought the house, which was terrible from the realtor's standpoint, from my perception. You weren't
Even
told.
the title company, it's
Even-
not
right.
even listed on our title.
I mean.
Right, we paid $3,000 extra for that view of the lot, which
Got
has
removed
changed
in a
now.
day.
But my other concern is just with the dredging that's being discussed. When that was done in '24, there was too deep of dredge on the south pond, which caused the water to exit too quickly. And we lost some of the shelf, and that south pond dropped, about a 2-foot drop, about a 60 to 75-foot area. And then the rocks had to come back in to kind of slow down the exit again. So it just kind of, my question is just cautionary, because some of the work that has been done doesn't look like it's been done all correctly because of those.
probably hasn't been
Results.
anything done correctly out there.
Yeah, well, then we
But
don't
you
want
know what?
we don't want it to continue to be done incorrectly.
Wendell was doing this for free. It's done, that's.
So that doesn't concern me.
The board's going to charge, it's going to get, we're going to let this out.
So,
Well, like I said, sir, what he's saying is when they go to trench this and do all this, we'll bid this out to the companies that do it. And then we'll pick from the bid, and then that company will go in there and do it.
You're talking about the
To
dredging.
dredging,
For the dredging,
yes,
and that's by Indiana.
yes,
Code.
yes.
but it's also discouraging that when we bring these issues to the board, that we're told that we're in the wrong. We were told that there was not a wetland back there, and we find out that it is indeed a wetland.
I've only been
So
on here.
information like that is also, as a citizen property owner, that doesn't give me a lot of confidence.
Right, but I've only been
Well,
on
there's been a
here.
lot of work going
Yeah,
into this.
thank you, that's all that I have.
Hey, Greg, I want to address it. You know, talk about that wetland. So when we,
I'm good, Doug, thank you.
just for the record, when we talked to Meyer, they had no idea there was a wetland back there. When we brought it up, that was the first time they knew about a wetland.
And just for the record, I've only been on there a year and a half, but I actually did meet with the Corps Army Engineers too out there, you know, to make sure it was, they were doing everything right.
Just for the record, Myers got water off the parking lot, off the buildings, going back in there.
Yes.
It goes to the city, but it ends up back there.
And that's a public map you can get, the city stormwater. That's where that map came from.
So we need a motion for that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Molly Early, 1717 Summerfield Drive. I live in that same neighborhood. It needs fixed, flat out. That's what I'm gonna say. There is bull thistle, there is poison hemlock back there. I walked it last night. There's Bradford pear, the Bradford invasive species pear that was already cut down. They're resprouting everywhere. I actually hit a beaver with my car the other day. So the beavers are back. So, cause he ran out in the road. So I understand I don't live directly on that drain, and I can understand the frustration of having a certain view for years. But everybody who has built in that neighborhood flat knows you built directly behind a commercial property. You're gonna see it regardless. I'm just asking this board, get it fixed so I can stop having to spray my yard that I don't want to spray, to get rid of the thistle and the hemlock and the Bradford pears that everybody else plants. Thank you.
So I need wait a minute.
I'd like,
Go right ahead, ma'am.
may I speak one more time?
Yes.
My name is Lindsay Hammerker. I live at 1604 Summerfield Drive. I'm the one with the honeybees. So I believe you have a packet that Chad gave to you back in March with information and his license and his spray. I would like a copy of both of those if he is the one that you guys choose to spray in the Lomax. I assume, I don't know if you guys have decided if the old Lomax is old Lomax or what you're gonna do with that, but I would like to propose that you fill in that ditch if you're not going to spray and if you're not going to dredge any of that, because the house, I am one of the 3 houses by the corner where it is blocked off. I believe Arbor Homes filled it in. And my property line is, if we're talking 75 foot off is it the top of the hill edge of that drainage ditch, or is it in the middle of the drainage ditch? Because if it is the middle, that is the middle of my backyard. But if it is the top of that ledge, that's in my kitchen.
The drainage easement starts at the east of your property.
The 75 foot is the state wall.
Okay, so the end of my property line is 20 feet off the ditch, the old Lomax.
That's where the
ditch.
drainage easement starts according to the housing plats.
But I just wanted to let you guys all know that that's where it is. If I need to put a sign out for Bee Watch or for Drift Watch,
Are you on, Bee Registry?
I am.
So I'm sure he checks it, probably.
And so I had talked to Chad from Right of Way, and he said that he does not spray 100 feet around in the distance between where beehives are. So if it means
Did you,
I go out there, my husband go out there and spray or cut things down near that area, we can do that. But the last time it was sprayed, we didn't get a notification. And Mary told me, I talked to her a couple weeks ago, and she said our address is not on the list to be receiving a letter. So if there is spray that will be done, I won't know about it.
you should be, you're against the,
I agree if the old Lomax is going to be sprayed, but she said my name and address. I did not get a letter. I have talked to other members.
She wouldn't.
It's
Well, none of them
head of the,
none of them are at the in the easement. They're all on the edge of the easement.
So you won't be added to the list?
If you are spraying that old Lomax area, yes.
What is,
1604 Summerfield Drive.
It goes into the conversation what to do with the old Lomax. It serves no purpose. Me and Doug have talked about the old Lomax from where the pond water comes out of the big pond into the old Lomax open ditch from upstream from that towards her house serves no purpose other than catching debris and growing weeds and probably mosquitoes. So I agree with her that it would be a good idea to fill that portion of the old open Lomax in to alleviate the health issues for no other reason. And then possibly reshaping the pond side towards the pond to where equipment can get around there to access the ditch better instead of having to go the whole length north and south in the middle of the property between the housing addition and Myers. It's the drainage easement. Instead of having to drive the whole length, you could access it from the north end if that was filled in.
Well, we can bring that back, but we'll come back to that.
But I will also need the spray that's going to be used because of my honeybees.
I can give you what he gave,
I appreciate that.
as far as the letters go, Wendell was the one that had me send those out to the landowners. No,
That's fine. I just wanted to let you know I never
won't be
I never
sending
received
them
a
out
letter,
anymore.
ever.
Yeah.
So, okay, thank you.
So I need a motion for the mowing and
Okay. Kelly Baddock, 3921 Joshua Drive. So going to the spraying and the mowing, I had also spoken with IDEM about it because the wetlands are literally behind our home, and behind 3 of my neighbors, who couldn't be here today. And so there's kind of misinformation, and I have reached out to IDEM as well, because what I was told was in that area, and I have a map that she sent to me, and it says there should be no spraying, no mowing, no dredging, no driving, like you can drive on the area, which is that internal berm, right, that is located behind my house. And I have that particular map, and she said that she was going to resend you the map so that, and that was back in March after we spoke to the board. And it also would have the stipulations of like what you can and cannot do within the berm. And so I have talked with several, people on the board and then the surveyor, and I was out there that day as well with the Army Corps of Engineers, and the Army Corps of Engineers had his for the mitigation side, but then IDEM has theirs for the wetlands. And so the map that I have, especially when it comes to the mowing and spraying, and like Doug said, also the spray drift, this map includes on there that whole side of that berm. And then when we got the IDEM information, it says that there should be no spraying or mowing to down past the do not spray, do not mow signs, which are located on the east. Everything has to be done on the west. And they are not allowed inside that berm because that berm is included within the map. So everywhere that it is highlighted, there should not be any spraying, any mowing. And that includes the entire berm.
Mary, did you get anything from IDEM?
I don't believe I have.
Raymond, you didn't.
I got a motion on the floor.
We're gonna get to it.
Make the creek
Yeah.
all that.
We know.
And so, I have been working with Raymond. I have tried to work with the drainage board. I'm not in opposition. I know where you have the right of way. we know where your jurisdiction, it goes to our property line. We spoke with you about notification. We've gotten notification. We were happy to work with right away. So again, speaking to what, the HOA president, like, we're willing to work.
Ma'am, I was there.
Why did
I
they
mean,
flag off in the first place?
The flag off was the Army Corps of Engineers. So they came out and they flagged off the mitigation site.
Yes, and then they got with IDEM and we was
Yes,
good, correct,
and then-
Doug?
No, you weren't there with IDEM because IDEM came out.
Corps Army Engineers got
Yes.
with IDEM, is that not right, Doug?
Yeah, we can find that email where, Army Corps of Engineers drew the line on the, east side of the berm. Look, if you're looking east to the west, going up the berm, there's a vegetation change
Yes,
where, Army Corps of Engineers said that's where the wetland stops. And I believe Evan White in an email agreed to that represented IDEM. Now, we'll find out to prove that, 'cause I think we need to prove it. I do. I think we need to prove it, just so it's on record and out. And so, and I think, there's a picture right there.
yeah, and I have that pamphlet that
And so-
was given to us.
And I think that we asked for when Emerson sent that map you drew, or not you, that you presented. Emerson sent
Correct.
Evan's findings back as a reply, which had all that in there.
Okay,
And so we'll get that.
yeah,
And that's, we need to, I mean, it's just so it's on, I don't know if it's in the record or not, but that's, we had Mary email Emerson just so Emerson, made sure that Emerson had the same information that we did to confirm what Evan said, just so to make sure they were on their end all right, and then we had it through her.
And
Because she was
that's-
initially the one that was,
correct.
That,
And she was
initiated
called away.
conversation, yeah.
And like, that's what I would want from the board, is just to make sure that the wetlands are not disturbed, especially since now we do know that, yes, but what we thought is correct, those are wetlands and they were taken away in that sense. And now, it is finally coming about. It's just gonna take time. So,
Hey, duly
We got a
noted.
75-foot easement down through.
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
we don't have a 75-foot easement on each side.
Not with the wetland there, no.
No, we have up to the top of the hill. Well, why don't you tell them, you know where it's at.
We have from the back of the houses over to the wetland. And some areas, I'm gonna guess that's probably only a little over 100 feet wide. Where
I think that,
the cypress trees are for sure.
Because
the cypress trees come in there. Where these cypress trees, we can't go into that cypress area, so our easement in that area is very skinny. It's not very wide. Then it goes down into here and goes across the water in the middle pond. The wetland is on the east side, but
It's not our easement, it's a state easement.
it still doesn't trump a wetland. The wetland trumps our drainage easement.
we have to stay on the wetlands.
Okay.
Okay, so Wendell, you guys go mow it. You know exactly where you can mow and where you can't.
The flags were put out there by
Are they
Army
still
Corps of
there?
Engineers on both sides.
Okay,
And so, yes, those flags are still there.
okay. So you will know
Yes,
if you go mow it,
yes.
what you can. And then Chad will know from what you mow, what to spray, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we need a motion for this bone and spray.
Can I say I'll say a minor thing. The beavers were brought up a while ago. The beavers, I'm gonna tell you, 200 feet south of 38th Street. They've probably been dug out 2 or 3 times. We're not taking that area very serious. Myers power line is under that ditch, right where the beavers are. And it just dawned on me not very long ago that we're in there taking beaver dams out and we're not calling locate. And
We'll know.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd make you aware.
How close is that to the corner where that?
It's, you know where the the T is of that creek.
They're probably 480.
It's probably just at the top of that bank. It's on Meyer ground.
It's on the east side of the ditch.
It starts on the west side of the ditch, comes through the corner, turns and goes east
Towards the
on the north side of the T.
towards the car wash.
Yes.
Towards what?
Towards the car wash.
Yes.
Okay.
And then when it gets back about to Myers pavement, it starts curving out and goes to that transformer.
Okay.
But I really forgot about it. I remember when they put it in, but I forgot about it.
Glad you didn't find it by surprise.
Thank you. Okay, I need a motion.
I move that we allow Kate's Farms to go in and mow what they can safely mow of the Lomax. And then that'll allow spray management to know what to spray when they come in to spray.
If the homeowners want to mow and maintain from their yard to the ditch and keep it mowed, then that wouldn't need to be sprayed. If the board would agree to that.
Yeah, he'll skip over it.
If it's mowed, it won't need to be sprayed. If the trees and stuff are kept off of the bank between the homes and the ditch, then there won't be any spraying need to be done in there.
Trees on the bank that's gonna grow down through there.
Well, if the homeowners will keep it cut off, then we won't spray it. But if trees start growing back up along the water, then they'll want to spray it again. That makes sense? Yeah.
All right, we got a motion, you can't go yet.
Oh, I was just
Sorry.
gonna address that, like, we can check with our contractor, because we have a contractor that mows, like, around the area, so we could, it's probably not currently in our contract, but that's something we're willing and open to.
Expanded?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the lawnmower,
Okay,
that's
so you
really
want to
most.
amend your motion?
They mow that back
For what?
in other areas.
Say
They won't keep going there.
Second.
Sorry to interrupt.
You just,
No.
no.
So you need a second.
Yeah.
For the mowing and spraying that we just talked about.
Yeah.
You just don't, you
No, I'm just doing the mowing right now.
Okay.
Well, the spraying, you said, oh, that way they know how to spray.
Right, and then we'll do a motion to do the spraying.
Okay,
I second your motion of the mowing.
okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Wait,
Let me, I like his suggestion, the homeowners do their mowing and keep the trees and the weeds and everything down, but I don't know how we're gonna work that
Yeah.
out.
I don't either.
I like to them to,
Well, if it's mowed, he won't have to do it.
Would take a pretty good lawnmower to cut off a tree.
well, they gotta keep them off
Yeah. Yeah, keep them off.
and not come back and,
Yeah, don't want to come back to 5-foot tall trees.
yeah. So I don't know how.
Drive through there, I'll drive through there and check it out a couple times a year, just make sure stuff's being taken care of.
Well, you got a lot of different landowners and some will
Will, some won't.
maintain
Well,
it, some won't.
Sarah was commenting that the HOA may be able to take it
Well-
over. And if they hire it to be done, then it should get done.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
I've got to, I abstain.
One abstain. Now we're gonna go to the spraying.
I'll make a motion that we allow right-of-way management permission to go in there and spray after it has been mowed, so they know where to spray.
I'll second.
Second from Kenny. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed,
Abstain.
abstained. Motion carries. Moving on to new business, the Little Newbie Crossing discussion.
In my investigation on the Little Newbie between Meridian Street and 22, I found 2 private crossings. One's about a foot high, needs lowered, the other one's about 2 feet, needs lowered. There's different ways the board can do it. You can partially pay for it, not pay for it, or pay for it all.
What are they for?
One goes to the first one downstream goes to a home site, but the home is no longer any good, but there still could be a home built there, and that's the only access to that property. The second one had to been put in when the two pieces were one piece, but the property's been split up. The crossing actually serves a neighbor to get to part of their ground that it's the only access to.
So they both gotta be there.
Obviously, they didn't get permission or nobody, they just put it in and didn't get permission to.
Sometime, long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, it's not the people that are currently
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
but
that's a problem.
But they'd both be landlocked with
no after crossings, yes.
so we gotta leave them crossing.
So is the board going to pay to remove them, lower them, put them back?
Well, I think you better get a price
We're
first.
gonna have to.
Well, it'll be in the bid, in the quote for the project, just adding that to it though.
What do you think?
Well, I think we're not in the business of building crossings.
Right, but it's the only access, so we can't deny it.
No, they can put it in themselves.
I doubt if we can legally landlock a property.
I wouldn't say you could. I mean, we can check with Kyle.
Yeah, I don't think we can either, but you know, the owner were.
I agree,
Has some
but-
responsibility.
But the people that bought there and own there now didn't do it.
I know. We're not in the business of building crossings, you know, either, because
That's back
if
to
they
the rule we're
do,
supposed to tell them.
Raymond, are both these crossings there on the south side of 20, or north side of 22?
Yes.
One's in the grass and then one's at the north end of the farm field? Right on the south edge of the woods?
Yes.
The water,
One's in the Seabolds and the other one's in the Wilsons.
oh, one's in the Seawolves. Okay.
Goes from Jackson's Field to Seabold's house in the woods.
You know, I personally don't think we ought to pay for them, but I think if we do them on this instance, we're gonna get them right and make sure they're done right versus them hiring a general contractor to come back and do them.
The contractor didn't act like, I talked to McCain's about doing private crossings like that, with them being railroad cars, thick steel. It's a lot easier to take them out and put them back in than it is corrugated aluminum.
Now, if they're damaged and rusted out when they get out,
They're not going back in.
they're not going back in, and that's on the homeowner.
Yes.
Well, we better get some more discussion, do some more investigation, bring it back.
Well, to get the letter, I'll need to know what way you want to put in a letter for that stretch of ditch. It's about the last thing that I need for a letter to do the brushing and dredging of that stretch.
May I speak, sir? What size pipes are they?
I think they're 7s, I do believe. I didn't bring my correct.
That's fine, that's fine. Because that's a 7 underneath 22, right?
I do believe so, if not bigger. It may be 7 foot high and wider. It might be elliptical under 22.
Yeah.
If they're undersized, they need to come out and not go back in.
That's what,
Yeah.
because I'm assuming that first one is way undersized.
I think they're as big as the one under Meridian now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
the one under Meridian is not that big. As far as that pipe's smaller than 22's pipe.
Can we ask the county to put a new one under Meridian?
You can ask.
I don't mind asking.
I don't know how old it is, I have no idea. I'll get my engineer, have him do a watershed and see if they're big enough.
I don't want to,
If they're undersized pipes, they don't need to go back
I
and
know.
changes the letter.
west of there, we put a 5-footer in 20 years ago, south of 22.
Right. South and west.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I was thinking the one at that house was pretty small. But I could be wrong.
The first one's a bridge, just south. That first crossing is a bridge. And then there's another pipe at the north end of the greenhouses. There's a pipe that goes across the creek there. It's actually on the small house on the east side of the ditch is who owns the property that the crossing is on, but the other people are using it.
Okay. Thank you.
Is the pipe on, under 22, is it down the grade? Do we know yet?
I don't know for certain. There's 3.5 feet of mud got to come out of it. So it's going to greatly improve the drainage by removing 3.5 foot of mud.
So what do you need, Raymond?
I'm going to have to check the size versus the Meridian Street and the acreage. I'll get my engineer to check the size comparison, see if it's big enough.
Okay, so you want to table this?
Just leave it alone, not do nothing, there wasn't a motion made.
Yeah.
Hey, please, fine.
It just need to be brought up, so the board was aware of it.
Meridian Street, 26, right there by White Oak Trailer Court.
Yeah, just let us know, Raymond, we got it down there. Okay, moving on to other business, the Lomax open drain public hearing. Oh, wait.
You got to close the public meeting.
I'm gonna close the public meeting, and now we're moving into the
Public hearings.
public hearings. The Lomax open drain public hearing.
The purpose of the Lomax public hearing was to increase the rates on the commercial rates for Meyer, the parking lots, and so forth. So for information purposes, I'll read this here. Lomax open number 625, 292 home sites. That's not right, is it? 95 acres? 292 home sites. The acres are 1,222.86. Parcels. You got that, those parcels up. Well, hang on a minute. Commercial 36, hard service runoff 23, 342 different landowners. Current rate, $5 an acre, $20 a home site, $5 parcel, $5 minimum.
Slow down, Doug. 5 acre, 25 home site, what? Parcel.
$5 parcel, $5 minimum, 4-year.
That's the current rate.
It's current rate.
Did you not have a copy of that?
I don't have it in my hand.
Well, here. Now you got one.
Thank you, that's Gordon.
Thank you, Gordon.
The proposed rate, $5 per acre stays the same, $20 per home site stays the same. $5 per parcel stays the same, $250 per commercial structure, $60 per hard surface runoff acre, a $5 minimum, 4-year collection, a yearly assessment, $4,219.60. That is what we're having a public hearing about today. So,
Is there anybody from the public want to come up and speak? Seeing none, any of the board members?
Have we heard any objections?
you got injections.
It was sent to all the commercials?
Yes.
So we're basically only changing
Commercial rates.
commercial and Hartford.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Yep.
So they won't affect the landowners.
Nope.
I mean, homeowners.
The property owner, huh?
I have a question.
You got a comment?
I just have a question. So when I was looking at that, my question was more about the shut off and why, because right now our shut off is about 49,000 and change. And right now we're sitting at 55,000 in there. And it was we were billed for 1 year. And that was in 2023 because there was work that had been done somewhere on the Lomax. You know, the Lomax is very big, just not our portion. And so when I was looking at that, it says that the assessment cost is $23,759.60. Is that correct? And so that's saying what it will be now.
Okay, where are you coming up with your 23,000?
Here on the printout that we got from you guys. It says total estimated annual maintenance assessment cost.
It's computer generated.
So I wasn't sure where the shut off, because now it's going to go from 49,000 to 95,000.
Right, but it's gonna be a 4-year shut off,
Okay.
but they're gonna do work on that. That's what they was all just discussing beforehand.
The shut off is 4 times whatever it collects in a year.
Yes, it
I
is.
So once it
explained all
collects
in
that, it
email
shuts
to her
off.
this weekend.
She's just wondering why we need to have a fund with 100,000 sitting in it.
Correct. Like, could it, like, why does that just seems like a lot of money to be sitting in it.
We can't control 4 years, it's the least we can.
And so that's how it's,
Yeah, but it's all
done.
made by the state.
okay. Yeah, that
Well,
was
and you
just my
gotta
question.
consider if something would come up and need some big project work, 100,000 wouldn't touch it.
Right, nowadays, with the price of everything.
Okay, yeah, that was just
And
my
we don't
question
have
because,
extra money
like I
that we
said,
can throw at it.
it's just a very, I mean, it's
Yeah,
almost
you're right.
$50,000.
You're right.
So I was just
Yes.
trying to figure that out. Thank you.
Ma'am. Anybody else? Anything from the board?
Seeing that we have no objections, I move that we go with the new proposed rates for the Lomax open bids.
Second.
Got a second? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
One abstain, motion carries. Moving on to the Heimlich drain, public hearing.
It's a public hearing too, so I'll wait till you open the public hearing to present.
I did open it. I closed it and opened the public hearing. That's what we just
Yeah,
did.
all the public hearings run together, not separate.
No, it's all public.
Good morning, members of the board. My name is Andy Baroker. I'm an attorney with Bakery, Drinker, Biddle and Reed. We're here on this drainage request to vacate the Heimlich drain. With me is Arthur Roden, representing the developer, our engineer from Kinley Horn, Eric Biacabo, who is setting up the drawing for you to review. Just to level set on where we've been, this project is in Gas City, both sides of the railroad, south of 22, along 600 north, 600 east. We were before you in December 9th of last year, where we got approval for the things that we needed from the county board, which you approved. This has been annexed and rezoned in Gas City. So Gas City has in section 155 its own drainage ordinance that we have complied with, and their standards are more stringent than the county, and we have complied and will comply with those. So today we're here to review, and if Eric will point to the portion of the Heimlich drain that we request to vacate. Now this stems out of our team spending tens of thousands of dollars looking at investigating what's out there, what needs addressed, what's not out there. Again, as a developer in Gas City, under their standards, we have the obligation to maintain and protect adjoining owners and the drainage in this area for the solar development. That's a legal obligation we have. We have committed to do that. So in that investigation and that work, what we found is, and Eric will describe sort of this portion of the Lomax drain, it is not in existence, is not in place there. And in discussions with Raymond, the thought was, let's vacate it, at least based on what we've discovered and the facts that are there. We have an idea that it's not there anymore, and it'd be helpful for your maps and the county updating what they show to vacate this. So we're here before a public hearing, and I'll just level set on the statute on this. In 36(9)27(35), subsection D, here's the standard. A regulated drain should be vacated when these three things happen. The drain does not perform the function for which it was designed or constructed, or it has become inadequate to properly drain all affected land under the current conditions, number one. Number two, the expense of reconstruction outweighs the benefits of reconstruction. And number three, the vacation will not be detrimental to the public welfare. And that's what we have put in our petition and in our map to show we are not adversely affecting any other adjoining property owners, Gas City proper itself, any of the other adjacent owners, not be detrimental to vacate this portion of the Heimlich frame. And with that, I'll turn it over to our engineer. Maps before you, Eric will point out to our map here and describe what we're proposing.
Sure, and we've been before you before to explain our findings from that investigation, so I won't go as in depth as the last time we were here. Just a reminder, 69 over here, State Road 22, County Road 600 East. The portion of the Heimlich south of the railroad tracks is the only portion in question here. There was, to remind you, there was a utility pole placed through there that damaged the Heimlich drain. It's not functional south of this portion. And then north of that utility pole, it was also non-functional. So repairing that pole would not in itself make that drain functional as well. The portion north of the tracks, which doesn't directly connect here, but that portion is functional and will be maintained along with its easement with our development. This portion here is a clay tile that terminated with a clay block. It does not follow the path that the county records had indicated. We did dig pretty significant trenches to try and find those areas both near the railroad tracks where GIS and county records showed that it should cross, and then also where we found a culvert. Neither of those yielded any results. This was the only evidence we found of any portion of what would be the Heimlich south of there. This property is now pattern tiled and drainage being taken away to Long Branch via those pattern tiles. So the Heimlich portion here does not function and does not carry drainage north of the tracks in any way. So that area hatched red is the portion we're proposing to vacate.
Which portion are you proposing to vacate?
This area with the red hatch over the top here. Everything south of the railroad tracks to the Heimlich. Do you want to flip around and show the pattern title? Yes. Yeah, just a reminder, here's the records that we have of that property with the pattern tiles. I believe this is rotated, so orient railroad tracks up here, 600 east would be on this side. Pretty extensive pattern tile out there that carries drainage and outlets into the Long Branch south of the railroad tracks.
And Doug has that map and he's looking at it as well, so it should be in our application. You have that.
Yeah, I just have the map you gave us a while back.
Yeah, same thing is, that's what you're showing.
Yeah. You good?
There's houses.
Yeah, unless you have any questions.
Well, I just want to go to this packet with them. What's in this packet?
One other question. What about the two houses down there on South Road?
In the forest area here? In the forest area?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as far as we can tell, it is surface flow and would be picked up in these pattern tiles the same way anything else would, or surface flow patterns. It's not draining to the Heimlich.
Okay.
There's a wooded wetland in that grass area. Sorry, wooded area here. In this area. So, some of the water pools.
What's in there?
There's when you guys did delineation, there's a forested wetland in that area that kind of just sits there.
Okay, now question. You say you didn't find anything that connects those houses, but say after you get this project going, they all of a sudden develop problems. Could you help address that maybe?
Yeah, that's on me, right? So if anything happens, right, as part of this project, and we're affecting drainage of people that are adjacent, that falls on the project.
Okay.
Yeah, part of what we're doing here is like, we're responsible for the impacts of the project.
Just want to make sure.
And so here, Arthur, you and I have had some conversation, and I mean, they've been good, they've been fun. It's, just kind of bear back and forth, but one thing I've expressed it to Arthur today, and I know Mr. Gall's here to talk about his too. And there is a packet, your page, the second page shows Jeff Gall's drainage, and one thing I've expressed to Arthur is, if you are not gonna locate all the tile, right?
All the private tile?
Yeah, no, you will not locate all. And so my concern is right now, whether you're talking about that homeowner where Mr. Stanley lives, or whether you're talking about Jeff Gold's property or a tile that drains his property, is today those people have free access to go find their problem without calling. Politely, they should call somebody. I get because they're on private property. But today they can go walk out there and do it. When your fence goes up, they don't have that access, right?
Correct.
Correct. They have to make it, and they won't know they have a problem until they have a problem.
Correct. But I will say that a lot of the areas, the developed area is set back from the roads, and a lot of the drainage features are along the roads. So we're not fencing in everything. There'd be pretty significant setbacks from there.
But do you know their tile runs right along the road?
Not all of them. But
okay. So here's my concern. I agree with you. The Heimlich don't work like it's supposed to. Yeah, I think we can all agree on that and come to that conclusion. But I think part of the drainage board responsibility is to protect the people in the easement or the watershed. My opinion, I don't know if it's legal, I don't know, I'm just telling you my opinion, and just so we can have open discussion on record, is that part of your company, whether we're talking about different companies, is to divert their subsoil water, their ditch water, to a different direction and get rid of it. And have them sign off and say, we run the tile to you, we replace tile outside the fence, you have free access to it. You can, now where you sign off that you will not hold us liable. That's pennies on the dollar compared to what this project is. So I do, and I've expressed this to Arthur, I have a concern about these people, because today, I don't know if that guy's got a basement in it, I don't know what Jeff Cole's got draining his tile, but today he can freely go out and look at it. The water don't move, he can walk out there and look at it and doesn't have to call anybody. And so I will encourage you to address that and get that taken care of for the vacation of the Heimlich. But we have other concerns too from legal counsel of what are we really vacating.
So, yeah, that's fair. And, legal told us to, he told me to let you guys present, and then we'd like to table until he could look through it, then you can come back.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to talk to Kyle. We haven't heard that. We've had this on file for a month. I'm happy to meet with him in person, talk to him on the phone, talk with the three of us on the phone, what he's asking. I mean, is there a question about what we're vacating, or what exactly is it? I don't object to the tabling, Mr. Chairman. I'm just asking what exactly is the concern. And if Raymond has talked to him, or what is he questioning about what we're vacating, so that we can address that, because we're happy to address that.
Well, that's what I say. That's why Kyle wants to look, he wanted us to hear the presentation, and he wants to look through it and see exactly what we're giving up.
I don't think you're giving anything up. I mean, you're
Well, we understand it doesn't work, but like I say, I'll ask for a motion.
Yeah. But again, I'm happy to talk to Kyle, but you noticed a public hearing. We're here in a public hearing. His concern should be addressed in the public hearing, is all respectfully. I'd be saying that's when we have this discussion. So I understand your motion to table, but you scheduled a public hearing to discuss this. That should be discussed at this hearing. That's all I'm saying.
Has all paperwork been filed for a petition?
I have not received a petition.
To vacate?
No. A petition was done, 10% the benefited acre.
What's it on the notes though?
When did you file it, or where'd you file it?
Well, we did file a petition. Mary wouldn't have sent out notices in June, which we did send out, had we not filed the petition. So the petition maybe has been filed. We wouldn't be here today if that did not happen.
I thought I told you before you started to have the hearing.
So do we just need to table this until further?
Well, did you send the notice out, Mary, without having, we filed a petition in June or late May?
Yeah.
So procedurally, I just want to make sure we sent notices for having a public hearing because we did file a petition.
It was sent May 21st to Mary.
So filed with the Drainage Board Secretary on May 21st, 2026, for the record, since we're in a public hearing.
Okay, you guys done? Anybody from the public want to speak? Come up, sir, and state your name and address.
My name is Brent Gall. It's 3901 West, 600 North. Reason I was coming up here is just my family farms approximately 200 acres that mostly fall in the watershed that would cross through this proposed solar property. We haven't heard anything from the company. So like, I think they made the comments they had, but we haven't heard anything. They haven't reached out to us. We need to have, I'm basically asking the drainage board to protect our rights to be able to drain those 200 acres that cross through this property. Like, we need your help to assure that we can actually drain those properties if need be and maintain them. I understand the point that where this Heimlich currently runs may not be the most valuable, but at the same time, like, we need access to that Heimlich drain. So I would encourage you guys to table this and to keep that Heimlich drain, or make sure that we are at least satisfied that we can drain our acres that fall into that watershed.
Do you have any other alternative where you could redirect the drain?
It could be redirected, yes. But like, we haven't heard from anybody about doing that, and like vacating this takes away a lot of your options in relation to draining that property. So like, yes, you could reroute it for sure, and we'd be open to that. But, we need your help to make sure that it gets done properly. So.
Would you possibly have a better drain going the other way than going the way it goes now?
Yes, I think so. But we need to make sure we have assurance that we can do that and maintain.
I understand.
That's the biggest concern. So, that's the point that basically we need your help to make sure that we have access, because of where those acres flow to.
Thank you.
So your drainage goes north through the Heimlich?
It goes north, and it would go to the east.
If you look on second page of your packet, that is a map provided by Jeff Gall. You can see down in the Arthur. You got it. I want you to address this too. Yeah. In this packet, the top left-hand corner says tile. There's a red line, and that is the water going to the Long Branch from your field west of Fresno.
Yeah, so my understanding is there's a piece of.
Hang on. Is that right?
I had it fall. There's two tile markings on there.
This is what we're talking about.
Yes, that one. There's a separate one farther to the east.
The one in the middle here is their water going to the east around the house.
Sure.
Okay. Now, Arthur and I talked about the one on the north.
We're good.
You are not even gonna get close to it.
Correct. And the other one that's somewhat off this map, I think you guys have it on yours, kind of runs up this way onto at first Ollinger's parcel, and then it comes up and then around the residence that's here is what was represented.
Correct.
To the east.
To the east. And Kirkwood nor Ollinger have any knowledge of that. I mean, they said like the only tile they're aware of is one that Joe Seward did that kind of runs off this parcel here over the east. Like, I'm not debating that there's something there. Like I said, as part of this project, if we damage anything in that area and it's adversely affecting you, like, we have to remediate that. And that's already covered.
Okay, well, that's the whole point of what I'm asking for, is to make sure that we have access, that we can maintain that tile, that it's in good working order. I do think it's an old clay tile. Like, I don't think it's anything new, so it's probably why they're not familiar with it.
And I think where it is too, like, we have setbacks, right? So we're 300 feet from a non-participating residence, 50 feet off a property line, 30 feet off a road right away.
Yeah, but if you can reroute it too, though, a different way, right?
Well, but I guess to Arthur's point, if that tile falls out, well, your setback, that's how far your fence will be?
Correct.
If that tile falls out of their tile falls outside of your.
Then we'll have to reroute it because we have to maintain drainage in the area.
All right.
Hang on a minute. I want you to state that again, I didn't follow you. You have to reroute it if it falls in your,
If it falls in the area and it's affecting drainage, right, let's say that Brent here has like a tile that we are like driving piles through, and it's destroying like his drainage and ability to flow east, that has to be remediated on our end.
but you won't know you hit it until there's a problem,
Correct.
because you're not gonna look for it.
I mean, we look from as we go, but we're not gonna catch every single one. So typically there's a period afterward where things are remediated for a period of time. I think that's covered off in the,
And, you know, I get what you're saying, but that tile that, you know, you talked about the telephone pole that was driven through, you know, that, who knows when that happened, who knows if anybody saw it, who knows what water it backed up. So I think it's in good faith, get these people's tile out of your project so we can all write off on it and go on.
and I think that's what we're gonna do, like if there's an issue, it'll be fixed.
Before the issue happens, just get it out there.
If you have like a GPS tag of like where that tile is, all the way to wherever it's draining further east, then we'll move it.
Say that again.
If you can map where that tile is, you're saying there's
An exact map of where it goes.
Like, what will you do with that? Like, if I
If
can
it's,
show
in, if
you.
it's in the project area, if it's outside of the setback, then we will just lay a tile east to where it is.
What they're saying, Ms. Britt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, what I'm hearing from you is if their tile falls inside your fence, to save the time, to save them the energy, to save them of losing a crop,
Then we'll just throw it
we're gonna get the
inside
tile, you are gonna get the
the
tile
area.
outside the fence, so you have access to it all the time.
Okay, well, that's, yeah,
Which
that's
is
what we're trying to accomplish.
Yes, which is the best one. So what needs to happen is you guys gotta get together.
Well, I need a map.
Yeah, which you have the map, and we just got to prove it's there by either digging it up or what, I mean, how do you want to be proved that it's there? Because this is a map they sent.
I mean, like I said, like Kirkwood's no ledger, I have no record of it. So if you've got something,
Find it close to 600 east and then find it halfway to 69 and find it over closer to 69.
Right.
Identify that it's there and make sure that it's.
I mean, I can show you pretty close.
One, right?
You have to dig it up and find it.
You have to dig it up and find it and verify where it runs.
Right.
otherwise it'll just like I said,
How often does he need to do that across there? How many feet apart?
or we just figure out like post-construction if there's an impact, if it is in fact within the project area, and then it's remediated thereafter.
If he can show that it's headed to the area
ahead of time,
and then you can redirect it before,
yeah.
When does construction start? Is the crop gonna be harvested?
It's hard to say at this point.
Will it be before harvest?
Likely, yeah, from a scheduling perspective.
Do we know can be rerouted and still do what old tile does?
I mean, I'm sure we can probably lay in different elevations.
Yes.
I mean, that's
It can drain
sometimes
that way.
Yeah.
hard to.
It'll drain that direction towards 69, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, along the highway is pretty low line,
With
so there's
the
not
right
enough.
elevations in the tile. I mean, you can get that water to go east.
Because we know Kirkwood's.
Yeah, I mean, some of it goes to the north, but some of it goes.
The west side of the woods would need to go
We need a
north,
letter agreement on
but to the
that.
east side of the woods would go east. That woods on the north side of 600 south.
Yes.
Which kind of would
The water east of it would go east, and the water west of it would go north.
Correct.
To Long Branch.
Correct.
Because they have a tile on the west side of the woods that goes to the north and goes into the open Long Branch. It's the other direction that Gauls water goes to the Long Branch. From my perception, your water's not going to the Heimlich because the Heimlich isn't working. If your water was going to the Heimlich, it would be sitting in a puddle right now. So you've got to be getting out either through one of Presnell's tile or through the Long Branch tile that comes off of the open branch. There's a Long Branch tile that comes into that field from the open Long Branch and feeds that, which is more likely that your water is going into that than it is behind. Yes, right through there.
Inside the fence.
Yeah, that was how your dad, was your dad, Jeff, your dad?
Yeah.
Jeff sent Doug a map that your water was going to the Long Branch open. So from my perception, your water's going around that direction or going to the east along 600.
But their tile heading east is the one we're talking about today.
We need to.
Now, what we're gonna do about this homeowner? From a drainage board point of view, homeowner in the woods, I don't wanna deal with him either. You know, how are we gonna fix him so he has access to drainage?
I mean, we're 300 setback from his residence, like. So, yeah, I mean, this is a non-participating piece of property here.
Oh.
Right, so it's 50 feet from the property line or 300 feet from a residence, whatever's greater.
So 50 feet north of the property line or 300 feet from his residence.
There's two, right? There's like one here.
And that'll be where the east and west fence goes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think there's a lot of questions still to be answered, so I'm asking for a motion to table it for legal to go through this, to make sure this homeowner is protected.
What?
What are they waiting for?
Because you're usually talking.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
I do think we gotta consider him in this house,
Yes.
because once they run it, they can, you play heck getting them to take care of it.
So are you the motion?
I'm the motion.
Okay, take a second.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
Eric, I want to address something real quick.
Which meeting?
Mary has got your email, your Eric, yeah, May 21st.
Yes.
With the petition, there's no writing on a petition. It's a blank petition on her end. So, I mean, I don't know if it didn't come through. I don't know what happened. Yeah, we'll show you at the meeting. I don't know if it's technology. I don't know what it is. I just want to address it because it got brought up.
To which meeting would we meet next?
Well, I'd say the next 2 weeks.
I don't think we have, do we have a meeting in June, July?
28th,
28th.
July 28th.
Thank you.
And Mary, I'll go ahead and put you back on the agenda.
So can we request to be placed on the July 28th agenda?
I got no pay already.
Thank you, just want to make sure we're in the record. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to the next public hearing for the Fowler Ditch.
Fowler Drain.
Fowler Drain. Public hearing.
We ready to read this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Fowler Drain number 600, public hearing. On this, the notes that are on this paper for the Fowler Drain, and then Randy or whoever the board can comment. Notes, Madison, Delaware County waive their rights to form a joint board.
Okay.
Grant County has 110 parcels, Madison County has 7 parcels, and Delaware County has 1 parcel. Home sites, Grant County 37.
Okay.
Delaware County 0, Madison County 1. Acres, Grant County 2,069.87 acres. Delaware County 46.5 acres. Madison County 52.96 acres. 55 different landowners. Current rate, $1 per acre, $10 per home site, $1 per parcel, $10 minimum, a 4-year collection with a yearly assessment of $2,755.91. The proposed rate, $10 per acre, $50 per home site, $25 per parcel, $50 minimum, 4-year collection with a yearly assessment of $24,081.33. It was petitioned the petition was filed on April 6th, 2026 by Mark Mishner and Ben Olinger.
These dates.
Does the board and someone on the board want to comment, or Raymond want to comment what needs to be done or what will be done? I know there was a question before the meeting.
We took the ditch to wrote letters for dredging a portion of the ditch back in 2019. We were going to clean 10,500 feet of it. The bids came in way higher than what the amount was in the fund, so it got dropped at that time and hasn't been pursued since. Mark came in and wants to have part of it dredged, and there was not enough money, so raised the rate. It needs worked on. It needs worked on down by the county line too. There's a county road with the water over the pipe. But the ditch is backed up so much that the water is over the culvert under the road. This is a good start.
Anybody else on the board? Anybody from the public want to speak?
Did you get any objections, Mary?
No, we did not.
Just state your name and address, sir.
5720 East, 1125 South, Fairmount, Old Chapel. You said they want to dredge a portion of it. What's the portion? Where does it start?
Michener approached me about down by where it turns from going north and south to going east and west, south of 1050 South, that there's tile down there restricted. He was wanting to pursue getting that opened up, is what I was approached with.
But why dredge in the middle of it? Why can't we start at the beginning where it should be done and done right?
If we have
and
enough,
go that way.
If we have enough money, we can.
Well, you'll have to get it.
Well,
if he wants it dredged, let's get the money.
That's up to the board as far as which way they want to go first.
Yeah.
And we can go to the north and work our way south of it.
But that's been dipped out many times. I can remember from 1050 to the railroad.
Okay.
They don't go any further. Just that portion, and that water's not going anywhere unless you have an outlet.
Yeah, I agree.
And I crossed some of it, and you can't even see down through there to even see a creek.
Okay. Well, with it pulling in $2,700 a year, there wasn't much money to do anything.
No.
That's why they were doing short stretches, I presume, is because there wasn't money to go further.
But I can't see just doing part of it and not doing it right.
Would you be opposed to an 8-year collection so it would get more money in it before it shut off? Because right now, if at the rate they're proposing, it's gonna pull in $24,000 a year. If it collects that for 4 years, then it's gonna shut off. That's gonna be around 90,000. And that, I doubt that'll do the whole ditch. But if we collect for 8 years, it'll get more money and it'll go longer, but it still only collects so fast.
Yeah, that's right.
Or we can increase the rate and get more money in it faster so that we can do more quicker.
Then people are gonna complain.
But why wouldn't you start at the beginning and then work backwards?
If the beginning wasn't restricting any tile and the water was getting away, then there wouldn't be as much need as what there would be relieving a tile that was flooding out 40 acres.
But all you're gonna do is make a pond. Make a pond.
Hang on a minute. You're Paul, right? Is that what you said?
Right.
Okay. Raymond, question for you to maybe help him. Do you know if the north end, which I assume this is draining north?
Yes.
Do you know if the north end is blocking anything?
I do not know.
Okay, so what we have to do as a board, or Raymond as a surveyor, needs to go out and say, hey, this is where our worst is. What we're addressing today is to get the rate up so we can do this.
So it can get
So it can get started, because $2,700, $10,000 don't go very far.
No.
So,
And I'll go to the north and I'll start investigating there and check out the ditch before we make an assessment where to spend money.
yeah,
For sure.
I don't know if we really know what all it needs until he goes out there.
I don't like standing water and growing cattails. I want water to keep moving.
Right.
I like a skinny channel that's got velocity versus a wide channel that sits there and gathers stuff.
Right.
That is my approach. So until I go out and look at it, I can't. I'm not going to volunteer to dig a hole and leave 2 foot of standing water. That's not my approach.
Well, there's cattails growing over on 550.
And then that's another thing we can address in the future. If an area is low, we can start spraying those with this fund once we get the dredge. Once we get the ditch open, then we can spray those cattails. But if it's dug too deep, I can't make it shallower.
I understand
Paul,
that.
stay right there for a minute. So one question he asked you, as a board, we can set a minimum of a collection for 4 years or a maximum for 8 years. Okay, so basically it just collects more and keeps running. Because once it gets to that $96,000, it'll shut off if we haven't spent it yet. I sure hope we're spending money on it if you're paying into it. So Raymond asked you if you are opposed to an 8-year collection, or would you rather have it shut off in 4 years I assume you're a taxpayer on this thing.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't figure I'll be here in 8 years, so I don't know.
Well,
what
just
to
tell them
say.
20. Just tell them 20, then just let them play it. Now, whether if it's 8 years, it collects a lot more money, but it gives a lot more money in that account that may not get spent.
Right.
The nice thing about 4 years is it keeps the board spending money to keep it collecting and keeps it maintained.
Leave it at 4.
Okay,
I'll go with that.
you'll go 4 or 8.
4.
We can't change it to 8. We advertise for 4.
4. Mary said you can't change it to 8 because we advertised for 4.
Okay.
In the surveyor report.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Excuse me, David Ainsworth, 10711 South 600 East Fairmount.
I'm sorry, what was it?
David Ainsworth. Just wanted to reiterate what Paul was making a point to. The 4 years seems to make sense because if you fix the problem at the end, you may not have a problem where we're at. And if we do, I think, speaking for him and myself, we would like to see it. We'd like to pay for it, have it done. But, do it systemically from the beginning to the end, systematically rather. The other thing we wanted to bring up, which he forgot, is that we would like some sort of insurance that on our particular portion of the property, the last several times it has been dredged, it has been put on our side. So we're significantly higher on our side than the other side, the Commissioner's side that he happens to be running. And we would like to have some voice in to say, hey, let's put it on the other side this time. I don't know what the process or procedure for that is, whether it's just a note in the meeting, but or just somehow communicate that when we do, if we do get to that far, we come all the way up, let's put it on the other side. That's easier to do it on our side, and I'm sure that's why it's done. But
Generally, it's the path of least resistance.
right, and I get that's why it's been done, but it's been done at least 2 times prior that we're probably pretty sure of, not 3. And it's if you go out there, you see it, it's significantly higher, which causes a watershed away from the, towards, which we just want to have that addressed, have a look at that. But it's not a hill to die on yet until you guys decide where you're going to start.
And if you're at the top end, it's going to be a little while before we get there.
Okay.
At 24,000 a year, I mean, you can only go so far with 24,000.
Are you the end or the bottom end? Are you the top end? Or
We're up there south of 1050.
Yeah, towards the top end.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm just.
So just to reiterate what Paul's saying,
just don't go real far.
Just watching the water, there's significant water buildup in that area simply because it can't go downstream as quickly as probably it should. And so that we would like to just make sure that's looked at first.
A lot of times the lower portions of the ditches have more grade, more fall to them, and stuff doesn't build up as quickly as the upper portions of the ditch, which have more standing water, and then the sediment comes out. That's why you don't always go to the bottom of the ditch and work your way up if you have limited funds. and you're restricting tile, you gotta go after the restricted tile and leave them before you worry about the debris in the bottom of a deep ditch that's not holding back tile.
And I personally can't speak for all the other property owners, but I'd be happy to extend it to 8 years, but I think you ought to do it in 4-year increments.
The way to get it done quicker is to put $20 an acre and get the money faster to go further, but you usually get resistance when you go higher.
I personally not opposed only because I have my assessment's gonna be a lot lower than St. Paul's. So, but, you know, I don't know how, are you guys gonna vote on this day? Are you gonna table it, or what do you think your motion's gonna be?
To vote to accept this rate.
We're gonna vote to accept the rate, and yeah, it's 4 years, because we advertise it for 4 years.
And we'll start collecting till next year.
See, like I said, we're not, I don't think we're either Paul or I are opposed to it, because, you know, we use it, needs to be maintained. And so we're all for that, and that's part of our obligation. That's not a problem. But we just want to make sure that we're just not, like you said, building another pond.
Yeah, Raymond, he'll go out there and do some investigating.
I appreciate that. Even if it doesn't directly benefit me in my backyard, I'd rather, it's going to benefit us long-term if we can get it taken care of downstream. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Rodney Kelsey, 628 Welland Road, Indianapolis, Indiana. The property that I'm representing is on the end of the ditch, near the Mitchner, so it would be on the north end of the ditch.
North of 1050 or south of 1050?
North.
North of, okay.
North, in fact, my property lies right on State Road 26.
Oh, okay.
At 600.
North or south?
South.
South, okay.
Of State Road 600. And I guess it was really more of a clarification of your intention, because it sounds like most of the work you're looking at doing is all south of that, up the ditch.
That has been brought to my attention, that I will investigate the ditch before money gets spent as far as what needs it the most. I agree that it needs to be brought from the bottom all the way up to the top, and it would be nice to do that. But again, I go back to, if there are tile that are underneath water and fields are getting drowned out, that should take a priority versus opening up drainage that's not holding anything back necessarily.
So then my question comes back to, are you still looking at, what would you say, how many feet? 10,000 square linear feet you were looking at dredging in the ditch was the original plan?
That was back in 2019.
2019, you had.
And that was just a portion of the ditch.
Are you looking, so my question is, are you looking at going back to that? Or are you going to reestablish that and basically rebid that whole project and perhaps double the total length of the project in the bid itself?
That portion may not even be in the bidding yet once analyzed. If there are multiple tiles up at the top that are restricted and held back, from my perception as a surveyor, those need to be relieved, and this portion may not even be the portion that gets touched, depending on the funds that are there. Right now, we're sitting on $20-some thousand. That doesn't go a long ways. $10,000 feet, maybe, if there's no trees. The dredging's $2 a foot minimum.
And that's a dredge, let me verify, that's an open ditch that you're dredging, and it's all south of 1050?
The ditch goes from north of State Road 26.
Correct.
All the way to the county line.
Well, actually, from their numbers, goes farther south than that.
Oh, so the actual ditch, the whole thing needs analyzed and scrutinized, which areas.
And once again, I want to clarify, how many total acres are we talking about here in the Fowler ditch? You said a number that seemed kind of low to me. I thought it was less than 3,000 acres.
Look it up for you. So the acres on Grant County.
Yeah.
So there's 3 counties involved in this.
Correct. Grant, Madison, and Delaware.
Correct. Grant County, 2,069.87.
Yeah, that seems a little low to me, but okay.
It is a narrow watershed. Simmons on the east side of 69, and then
okay.
New Dueling Ditch.
New Dueling Ditch on the west side of that. Yeah. I got it. Okay. All right.
You good?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none. I need a motion.
Got this proposed rate.
Make a motion that we, you go to it?
I'll make a motion, which is the proposed rate.
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, I need a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn to July 14th, 2026, drainage board meeting.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
See you, No, you know, I was visiting Bob earlier this spring, and he said you had a granddaughter. Is she a senior or is she already? I understand she's quite the